what's up? Welcome back to my channel. Welcome back to another video. Today we're going to be doing 3 tutorials or 3 eye looks in one video, and we're using 3 different palettes. This is going to be a crazy video. Grab a snack, grab a little drink, and yeah, just kick back and enjoy with me. So we're going to be using all 3 of the Norvina palettes today. I did purchase these all myself. Wow, they're heavy to hold together. They're actually really heavy palettes. I do have some things I want to say about the packaging. Though beautiful, there's a few things I would like to say. Packaging aside, gosh, they look gorgeous. I didn't want to buy all 3. I didn't want to do it. That was a lot of money to spend on makeup, and it honestly was very, very painful, especially because on my channel, I feel like we're so used to ColourPop and we're so loyal to ColourPop because it's something most of us can generally afford. Maybe not everything, but 1 or 2 things here, especially their palettes. They're a little easier to grab than, say, a Norvina palette. Gosh, they're beautiful. I just felt like if I had these 3 palettes, I already don't need any other palette for the rest of my life. I have enough makeup, but I feel like they just have everything. So I'm going all out of order. Let me show you these palettes in order. So we have the Pro Pigment palette number 1. This is the original. It's the first one that debuted. You get a ginormous mirror in here, and these are all the beautiful colors. I love these palettes. Don't they just seem like so artsy? Like, to me, it almost just looks like a palette of paint. My imagination runs wild looking at these. I love this color scheme. It's beautiful. You have mustards, you have purples, you have oranges, you have reds, and there's a matte black in here. So this one might be my favorite because I don't think there's matte blacks in the other 2. I can't remember. Then there is the second palette, the one I showed first, idiotically. Oh, this one has a matte black as well. Yes, Norvina. Okay, 2 points for you. You guys know I love matte black. This one has more greens, aquas, but still yellows, oranges, some shimmers in there. And then we have volume 3, which just like the casing wise, this is my favorite packaging out of all of them. I love those gold butterflies. This one really intrigues me the most. We have greens, but we have a lot of burgundies. We have purples, blues, more tans. I don't know. There's something about this one that really drives me to it. I didn't want to have to do 3 videos on all 3 palettes. That seemed kind of excessive. So I was like, let me just do 3 looks in one video using all 3 palettes. So I hope you guys are ready for this. So let me just real quick say the one thing I have to say about the palette packaging. It is so sleek. I love how thin it is. That is awesome. But oh my Lord, can you imagine if you drop this? It's plasticky, so there's nothing protecting the shadows. Every single shadow would shatter, and God forbid you did it on carpet or something. This is major stainage. That's the only thing I don't love about the packaging. It's nice, don't get me wrong, but I'm so clumsy and klutzy. I worry about dropping them. Never travel with these. It sounds like a nightmare on a hotel floor, just like waiting to happen. So that's my only about the packaging. I wish there was something just, I don't know, to keep it safer, I guess. But let's go in order with each palette. So we will start with numero 1. Okay, so I'm gonna prime my lids with the Sigma eyeshadow base primer in the shade Persuade. It's a beautiful kind of pinky creamy color. But if I want something to be like opaque and the colors to be bright, these things are amazing. It's almost like the MAC paint pots, but better because they're in a stick form. And I don't know about you guys, but do you ever have a MAC paint pot and it's like you just do not have a brush available to dip into it, so you have to use your finger, but if you have long nails, it's like such a pain in the butt. Then you get the paint pot under your fingernail and it's like the grossest experience ever. So I'm gonna take some white. This is my Sigma E55 shading brush, and I'm gonna pop that along my brow bone. I don't know why I always seem to do this first. I just kind of like, you know what, I do know why. Because sometimes I feel like as I'm blending, say I'm using a lot of dark colors, if my highlight area is still maybe a little damp or just a little creamy from a primer, I sometimes feel like the darker colors will grab there before I want them to. So I almost like to seal this before I do anything else, if that makes sense. I like never use white. This is so foreign to me. But I'm just gonna blend that on this inner corner. This is my Sigma E35 blending brush. I'll link all the brushes and products I use down below. Next, I want to jump into the shade C5 and just keep it more light. Probably will have to do a lot of buffing. Can I ask you guys something really random? Don't make fun of me. But I figured probably at least one of you, or maybe even your mothers, your grandmothers, do cross stitching. As I've told you guys in the past, I've become an avid cross stitcher. I love it. It is like so therapeutic. It's seriously like yoga for the mind for me. At the end of the day, if I need to wind down or if I'm really stressed out, just putting like an hour into my cross stitching project like completely centers me. I love it so very much. I get all of my cross-stitching patterns off Etsy, which is also awesome because I love to support, you know, just people in their homes making things. I swear I buy more from Etsy than like anywhere else because I love to give to someone who's creating it themselves. But anyway, so right now I'm working on this really big cross-stitching project. I'm currently doing this feminist comic book series, which is really, really cool. All these beautiful women who are saying really powerful things, and it's kind of comic booky. So I'm getting towards the edge of my cross-stitching pattern right now, and I'm worried that I cut my Aida cloth too short for the project. If you guys cross-stitch, or if you have a family member who does, could you ask them for me? What do I do if I run out of the fabric? I don't want to start over. I've been working on this for like 6 months. If I have to start over, it'll just kill me. So is there a way to add more cloth? Like maybe sew them together? I don't know. But if you guys know someone who you could ask for me, that would be amazing. So now let's get into some purples. A2 is really speaking to me, this beautiful bright purple here. It reminds me of one of the shades in the Lilac Color Pop palette. I'm wrong. There's nothing that bright in the Lilac palette. Okay, God, see, and this palette's so heavy to hold. It's like, I love the giant mirror, but like, it kills your hand to hold it. So like, what's the 411? What's the latest gossip? Tell me everything. I just ordered a sandwich for lunch. I'm really excited. Oh, speaking of lunch, I got fat shamed today on Instagram. Listen, first of all, I don't care. It was on my wedding photos. They were making comments about how I clearly didn't meet my weight loss goal for my wedding, which I didn't. They weren't wrong, but they're really nasty about it. So much happened right before our wedding. My weight was like absolutely nowhere like in my focus. You guys know I was diagnosed with epilepsy, which brought on a lot of weird stuff. I can't even run unsupervised right now. And as I told you guys in June, I had 6 seizures back to back that were really big seizures. They weren't just small ones. It like really affected me. So honestly, guys, my health became my focus, and not only my own health, but the health of my now father-in-law. As I've told you guys, we found out he had brain bleeding, and you know, that's such a big stress. And just basically, my weight wasn't a focus anymore. And to be honest, I wouldn't have had it any other way. In the beginning of the wedding process, which by the way, I did lose 15 pounds for my wedding, so suck a dick. I feel proud of myself, okay? That's all I could do, fine, fair enough. But I feel like when I first started planning the wedding, all the focus was on my body. And I like want to apologize to myself for even doing that to myself. That shouldn't have been my focus. I'm marrying my soulmate. And near the end, of course, with, you know, all the other stresses we had going on in life, because it's been a really weird, hard year for us, that became the focus, just to make it the most amazing day for Alok and I. And that felt really, really good. I felt amazing in my dress. I thought I looked great. I still think I look great. So I'm a little chunkier than I thought I wanted to be. Who gives a flying fuck? I can tell you, I don't. It just wasn't a focus anymore. Near the end, it just wasn't. This is who I am. Fat, skinny, it doesn't matter. I'm a person. I'm not just a body. Alok isn't marrying me for my body. We've been together for 10 years. He's seen me at my heaviest. He's seen me at my smallest. And let me tell you, no matter what weight I've been at, our relationship hasn't changed. He still loves me regardless of my size. It doesn't affect us. It doesn't affect our relationship. And I just feel bad for myself that I put so much pressure in the beginning to be skinny for my wedding. And it's just, I'm glad in the last 3-4 months, it wasn't a focus. It wasn't. Of course you should be healthy, and I probably am a little too heavy right now, but I can work on it, and I'm gonna work on it. In fact, I feel like I can focus more now that I don't have this wedding going on. I'm excited to get back into the gym and everything, and I'll work on it, but it just wasn't a focus. So fat shamers can suck it. I felt beautiful, and I think I looked great in my dress, and Alok thought I looked super hot, and that's all that matters. I don't look at my wedding pictures going, oh man, I wish I wasn't so fat. I look at them and I cry from happiness, you know? So I do want to say, if you're in a similar situation, if you have a big event coming up, if your wedding's coming up and you're being hard on yourselves about your body, don't. It's not going to matter. The day you get there, the last thing on your mind is going to be your weight. In your photos, you're not going to see weight. You're going to see you and your partner having this beautiful, special moment, and that's all that's going to matter. It's all that matters. This purple is amazing! I'm going to pop a little bit back into that C5 shade we used through the crease. and see if I can pop that right above to get that to fade out a little bit better. Yeah, that's better. I just needed to focus that a little bit more, just right above the A2 purple shade. This is the Sigma E25. Wow, I love how these colors look together. Aren't they beautiful? For the outer corner, I'm probably gonna mix a little black, these two. I'm probably gonna mix E5 and black together. Let's start with E5. I don't think I've ever really done a really red, brown, purple look, so this is kind of really fun for me. Lightly packing this on. You guys, these are so pigmented. I actually have a paper towel here. Before I place the shadow on my lid, I tap my brush clearly, profusely onto this little paper towel because the shades are so pigmented. I worry if you don't do that, it's gonna fall everywhere. So far I have very minimal fallout, but I'm making sure to really dab off my brush because they're highly concentrated pigments. You do not need a lot at all. In fact, too much is probably going to ruin it. And I'm actually doing more of a patting motion than a blending motion. But near this outer corner, we can blend a little bit. I just don't want to take it too far up or out. Trying to really concentrate it. And with shades like this that are more red, a lot of times I like to pull a clean brush. This is the E35 from Sigma, and I'll use that to blend out the edges just so I'm not dragging any more color anywhere else. Just kind of using it almost like an eraser, you know, and bringing that a little farther onto the lid. Just breathtaking, these colors. Norvina! Now I'm gonna pop into D5, the black, very lightly. Again, do not go too overboard in this palette. Have a little paper towel handy, dab off any excess. And I'm gonna focus that in the outer crease, of course. Connect it to that purple. Look at that! That is so freaking beautiful! I actually want to take a little more black. I do this every time. Black gets me carried away. I don't know why. I love it. I love black eyeshadow. I just love the drama. That was a little weird. And I'm going to pop that on the inner corner. Just smoke that out a bit. I'm trying to do this so delicately because this shadow is so pigmented and I don't want it to scream black, but I do want that depth. Just gonna take this little E34 blending brush. I want to wet my brush. Where did my makeup setting spray go? Here it is. I'm gonna pop into A1 and pop this in the center of the lid. It might actually make more sense to go with my finger. How beautiful is that? I cannot contain it, you guys. Oh my goodness. This is so cool to me, you guys. I want to throw on mascara and lashes and then we will finish off the lower lash line. Okay, so real quick, I just did a little liquid liner and I used my new favorite ColourPop pencil in the entire world. I don't know why I've not focused on this shade more. This is the shade No Shame and it is in the Lilac collection. I used that on my lower lash line. It is the most beautiful like eggplant in the world. It's gorgeous. It's so gorgeous. I think I'm gonna start using it like on a daily basis because I think it's just so pretty. Now I want to take A2 and I'm gonna connect my inner corner to my lower lash line here. Just buff that on top. And then I'm gonna take E5 that we used on the outer half and pop that down on the outer half down here. Again, just taking a clean brush. This is the E70 from Sigma. I want to use that underneath to blend that out so it's not such a harsh line. You guys, the eyes are all done. I added some Ardell lashes. These are the Wispies, just the Ardell Wispies. Let's finish off with a lip, of course. I'm going to do Huda Beauty's Demi Matte in the shade Boss. Oh, this is gorgeous. And that is it for my first look, you guys, with the Pro Pigment #1 palette. I'm obsessed. It is so beautiful. I love this palette. I'm so excited to try the next one. So let me remove all this and let's get back into it. Okay, on to the second look. I put my hair up because it was annoying me. I want to let you guys know that palette definitely stained where we used that purple through the crease. I have these pink stripes now. I do have a bit of that Persuade primer by Sigma on. You gotta remember these are pressed pigments. They are going to stain. It doesn't bother me. They usually fade by the next day. If it bothers you, you know, do take note of it. Or if you're going into work the next day and you can't wear eyeshadow, maybe don't wear the purple eyeshadow the night before. I don't know. All right, you guys, Volume 2. Oh, I wanted to tell you it also stained my brushes really bad. I knew it was gonna happen. It's not a big deal to me. Wow, this one is blue and green and pink and orange. Let's see, I think I want to do more of a green, blue. Actually, for some, these C4 and C5, these two colors here are like grabbing me. I know we kind of used a warm brownie shade like this, but I think those two mixed together might be really, really interesting. I'm gonna first, oh, see, now what would I use for a transition? That's what's bugging me. I guess I'm gonna use C4. I'm really into this color. I'm worried it's gonna be a little too bright because I don't, what is on my lid? The mascara. Okay, I think I fixed it. So let's go ahead and start working this in. God, I'm terrified right now not having like a base shadow on the lid, but there's just nothing in this palette that's what I'm looking for. That's light and neutral. Oh, I'm scared already. Oh, I'm scared already. Can I tell you guys why I'm so mad? Alok just went to Walmart to pick up Advil or something, but I asked him to grab me, it's officially October, I want pumpkin coffee, so I asked him to grab me pumpkin K-cups in a pumpkin creamer, and he said all of, like, the fridge section is closed, and they have no, like, cold goods. I wonder if their refrigeration broke or something, but I'm pissed. I wanted that so bad. It's like a little afternoon pick-me-up. Guess it's not happening, is it? This is terrifying right now, just going into my eyes with this blue. I have no fucking idea how this look is gonna turn out. I am not feeling super confident right now, but I'm trying not to show you guys that. I'm trying to be cool, even though I just told you I'm not feeling very confident. I'm trying to focus this obviously like more towards the crease and then fan it out so it kind of can be our transition color, but I don't know how it's gonna go. I wish there just would have been one tan color, just one tan color. Even a peach, I would have settled for a peach. It's a beautiful blue. It's looking a little streaky right now. Don't worry. I mean, maybe worry. We're gonna try to fix it. So just bringing this all around the lid. God, I'm terrified right now. I've never just gone at my lid with this much blue before. I'm hoping this will turn out okay. I am terrified. Wow, that is blue. Oh my God. I'm looking like Mimi from the Drew Carey Show. Next, I want to go into this shade D5. It's kind of like a purpley blue, a royal blue, I guess. You guys know I'm terrible at my colors. Like, what beauty guru is terrible at shades like me? And I want to pop this in the crease because I'm trying to kind of make that awkward blue more of a transition now because I had no idea what I was doing there. Oh, this is beautiful, nice and deep. I think these palettes are more for like true artistry, you know what I mean? Not so like everyday makeup, but something to kind of inspire you and to kind of just, I don't know, you know what I'm saying? But so I don't think that they were designed thinking like, oh, they're gonna need a highlight shade and a transition shade. I think it's more just like pure just color for art. So I can see why she didn't put many transition shades in this one, but I wish there was just one. So blue, I love it. Now I want to jump into the shade, ooh, gross hair. Now I want to jump into the shade C5. Just seeing these two shades next to each other, like they're just popping against each other, and I think we might be able to do something cool. I don't know. Like I said, I'm still worried about this look, but fingers crossed it looks okay by the time we're done. Hopefully we can figure something out. Gonna work that in on this outer corner. It's not as dark as I was hoping for, so I might have to add in that black shadow. I was worried I would struggle with this palette a little bit like I did with Subculture, even though I ended up making Subculture work and I kind of took back my bad review about it. I don't know, I'm still kind of left scarred from it. So I was worried that would happen, but so far it doesn't seem to be happening. It's kind of mixing together into like a purple actually. Same thing over here. This is my E25 brush from Sigma. Yeah, it's definitely on top of the blue, it really kind of mixes to a purple. I should have saw that coming. I don't want this look to get too purple since we just did a very purple look with the past palette. Is this the ugliest thing you've ever seen? Hang with me, people. We're gonna try and save this bitch. Okay. I don't know how I could say it. I don't think it's hideous. It's unique, I guess. I don't know. I don't know what the hell I'm saying. I kind of want to go into this shade here. This is E2, the bit of a damp brush. Place that on the lid. Oh, dang it. It's a little purpley. I thought it was a little more taupe. Well, I guess taupe and purple are kind of close in the same realm, aren't they? Pop this all over the lid there. Fade it into that kind of reddish brown. This is one of those makeup looks where I can't tell if it's absolutely hideous or if it's kind of cool. Do you ever do that? And you think like, do I post it? Do I not post it? Is it cool or is it a disaster? I don't know. I like it though, okay? I like it. I think it's unique. I kind of like it. If you don't like it, I understand. Now the other eye. The shade is very cool though. There's a lot of dimension to it. A lot of different like little micro glitters all in one to kind of make this really cool pink purpley taupe color. In the pan, it didn't look as cool as it looks on the actual eyelids. What the frig do we do from here? I want to... What sound was that? I don't know. I think I'll take that red brown shade we used in the outer V and smoke that lower lash line with that to kind of get that red shade to pop, you know what I mean? Trying to figure out, I don't know that I want to take it all the way in. Oh, I guess I will. I don't know what the hell else to do. I like this palette. Don't get all these little comments wrong. It's my look that kind of confused me. If anything, I'll say this video is actually super fun. It's kind of like testing my creativity a bit, which I like. I don't do that enough to myself. This is very interesting, no? I don't know how I feel yet. I know some people are gonna absolutely hate it. I understand. I'm gonna wet a little detail brush and going into that same glittery taupey shade we have all over the lid. I want to bring it down on that little tear duct and on the inside of our lower lash line. Right there. I made it a little more cohesive. About halfway, just like that, and it gives you a little sparkle under the eye, which is cool. All right, so I threw on my eyelashes and a little bit of liquid liner. That is the second look, you guys. Let's throw on a lip just for fun. Another Huda Beauty. I don't know why I keep pulling Huda. This is Bikini Babe. Yes, Bikini Babe. I thought because the eyes are so weird that we should just do a very, very, very nude lip. And that is my look, you guys, with the Norvina palette number 2. It's different. I know. I hope you don't hate it. I actually kind of really like it now. I think it's kind of fun. Having that pop of blue in the crease, I like it. It's different. If anything, this video has been a really fun, like, just color challenge for me. And this look is kind of growing on me the more I look at it. It's a little Mimi-ish, okay? It's a little Drew Carey-esque, but why do I like it? I could see like a fabulous queen doing like an even better version of this look, you know what I mean? So now I'm gonna go ahead and remove this and we will get on to the last and final look. All right, guys, we're moving on to the final Norvina palette. Look at this packaging. Is this just not so darling? I love the gold butterflies. It's beautiful. This is the Pro Pigment Palette Volume 3. It is a new day. It got too late last night, so I had to stop it. I'm picking back up today, so if I look a little different, that's why. Gosh, I love this palette. Look how many beautiful colors are in this palette. You have all your pops of green in this palette. It's super bright. It's just beautiful. Oh, I love this palette. So drawn to A3, this kind of mustardy brown up here. Or like a, would you say it's like a squash color? We're gonna go ahead and pop in this one. This one I love because you actually have transition tones. All up in here we have transition tones. So if you love your transitions, this would be the palette for you, baby. However, I will say there's no matte highlighter color and there is no matte black. Those are always my two, like, I wish those were in every palette, but they hardly ever are. So I'm just taking my E40 blending brush from Sigma. We're gonna go ahead and pop this in the crease. Is anyone else's Sundays like laundry day? I feel like that's everybody's laundry day and I kind of like it. It's cute that like we're all doing similar things on Sundays. Now I really want to go, I hope it's gonna show against this orange. I maybe should have started with this color instead, but I'm really drawn to this beautiful kind of peachy coral down here, E3. So let's take some E3. I'm hoping it's gonna pop. I think it will, because again, these are pressed pigments, not standard eyeshadows, so it might actually work. Let's see, pop that out here. Oh yeah, she's gonna do just fine. That'll do, donkey. Shrek. You guys, I just really don't have one actually negative thing to say about this palette, or any of the palettes for that matter. Again, the only comment I could make, and this could just be like a preference thing, and I think it is, so I can't even say it's a negative about the palettes. You know, not every palette had a matte highlight color, not every palette had a smoky outer color like a black, and not every palette had like really neutral transition color. Those are my only qualms with these palettes, but again, that might be preference, and depending on what you're going to use these palettes for, that might not bother you at all. And then the only other thing was the packaging. I wish the packaging, though it's beautiful, I wish it was a little more just, I don't want to say sturdier, but just if you drop these, they're going to break. They're going to break. I guess I wish it was a different packaging. Though it's beautiful, again, it's gorgeous. And they look amazing, but damn if you drop them. I would never in a million years travel with these palettes, which is kind of a bummer. I wonder, you know what would have been cool? If the shadows were pop out and removable, and if they sold a little mini, almost like this, like a ColourPop palette, or maybe even smaller, like with a row of 4 shadows. If these could pop out and you could pop them in if you were traveling, that would be really cool, because I did see some colors I would love to take with me if I was traveling. But again, it would be a cold day in HE double hockey stick that I would take this with me anywhere. goodness, is she pigmented. She is a beauty. Now I want to go into the red. This is C2. It's like a nice orangey red. Gosh, this palette's so beautiful. I can't get over it. This may or may not be my favorite palette. I know I'm like hardly into my look, but just like color scheme wise, I love the brightness and the intensity of this palette, and you have some beautiful shimmers, but a lot of pretty mattes. I'm telling you, if you're really into your Halloween makeup looks, I think any of these palettes should, you know, do you just fine for the whole season. Oh, one thing I did want to tell you guys, you know, in the previous tutorials that you just watched in this video, the eyeshadows stain my lids. Now today being a second day, I just filmed those yesterday, I woke up and the stains were gone. So that's why I never really freak about stains. Usually after removing it with makeup and then later in the day doing a little face wash, by the time you wake up the next day, it's usually gone. So I think it's good to bear that in mind. Because again, I remember this year, for some reason, it was like a big deal that, I don't remember what palette it was. It may have even been an ABH palette. I don't know. Everyone was up in arms that some palette was staining. And I was just like, I'm sorry, has everyone been like ignoring this for like years? Because I've been having my lids and my brushes stained for like 10 years now on YouTube. And I never once thought of it as an issue. So it was kind of interesting how that was a big topic of conversation this year for some reason. Woo! She is hot, hot, hot. Oh, I wish there was one more super deep espresso color in here. I didn't want to have to use this E2 shade, but I think I do because everything else is kind of within the medium family. And yeah, I'm just gonna have to go in here for my outer crease. I didn't want to because I feel like I've been using this type of shade a lot in these looks, but I'm kind of limited. So popping that on the outer corner, blending it into the red, giving that a little bit more depth. Just right here, I'm using my E25 blending brush from Sigma Beauty. I feel like I've lost a little bit of that squashy color, haven't I? I'm gonna dip my brush back into A3 again, the very first shade we used. And I just wanna take that right above our crease to kind of add that warmth back in there. I feel like this just kind of all blended together and got like super, super red, which is fine, but I really didn't want to lose much of that squashy color. Yeah, that's better. Just had to bring it in a little bit more. Oh, I don't have just a matte light shade for my brow bone because I like to, you know, buff all this out too. But everything I have would just add pigment and muddy it up. So I guess I'm just going to take a clean brush with nothing on it and do my best to just smooth that out. Just right at that top. I wanted to blend that a little bit more. If I had a creamy matte shade, that would be perfect. And I know it's in the other palettes, but I just kind of, I don't want to mix palettes, you know, the point is to do looks with each palette. So, okay, so now I want to take my Sigma eyeshadow base primer in the shade Persuade again. It's the one I've used on my lid throughout this whole video. And I'm going to take that with my cut crease E62 Sigma brush. And as you could imagine, we're doing a little cut crease. So I just kind of paint it onto the brush. And I'm just going to do a nice cut crease. A nice cut crease. Just like so. And now what should we do on the lid? I'm first going to take C3 and I'm going to pop this on the inner little section here and on the outer section. Dang it, that was a little bit darker than I was hoping for. Oh well. And then on the inside, I want to take this shimmer C1. Just doing it with my finger because I'm lazy. And I'm going to pop that in the center. Oh wow, that's beautiful. Beautiful, bright yellowy shimmer. Kind of golden yellow. And then really quick, because I think I kind of lost that definition in my crease, I'm going to jump back into E2 with my favorite little detail brush. This is the E36 from Sigma. It is so small, so if you have hooded lids, this is like your dream little crease brush. If you don't have a lot of room or if you're just trying to get a really small detail line, it's perfect. And I'm just going to run that around that edge to kind of try and define that a little bit more because the C3 shade I used here and here just ended up being darker than I wanted it to be. You know what, let's actually kind of take that to the front too. I didn't want to, but I think I have to. Yeah, that's like defining it and getting it to pop a little bit more, you know? Okay, so love this. This is beautiful. I hope I don't mess this up too bad, but I kind of want to do an ombre eyeliner, so I'm going to take my ColourPop Exit, oh geez Louise, cream gel liner. I caught that. That was pretty cool. And let's do this first to like prep the lid. I want to put the shadow on top of it. So to keep it nice and bold, we're going to go ahead and use white liner. I hope I don't ruin this eye because I really love it. Dang it, my exit's getting a little dry, so this is not going as smoothly as I wanted it, and I'm going to start freaking out because I don't want to ruin this eye makeup. It's kind of just like grabbing the shadow and balling up all weirdly. This is looking terrible. I'm just going to go ahead and start going in because I'm worried it's going to dry and get even weirder. I first want to take E3, the bright corally color, and stamp that on the inner half. Ooh, that is so bright on top of the white. Woo! that is cool. Then I want to go into the shade C3. Not even cleaning off my brush. I'm just going because I'm afraid. And connect those two. And then I'm going to take black liner and kind of clean it up as much as I can. And then on the very tail, I want to take E2, the shade we used in our crease. Oh no, this white is drying. Oh my god, please work. I will cry. Oh my god. If I ruin this makeup, you guys, I'm going to scream. Ah! I'm so sad. It's not terrible, but if I would have had a fresher white liner, it could have been much better. Oh my god. I'm actually going to use this new Huda Beauty liquid liner. I'm really intrigued by this. It is the Life Liner. It has a pencil end as well as a liquid end. So I'm going to take the liquid end. Oh, it unscrews. Duh. What is this? Oh, it's a, what is this? A little brush form? Seems kind of thick. I don't know about this. Oh, dang it. I think I ruined this eye makeup. And I'm going to go on the outside of the line. Wish me luck. Oh, Jesus. This is going terribly. And it's not Huda Beauty's liquid liner fault, it's the exit's fault underneath. Because it's so rough, the liner's like jumping. I'm gonna leave that and see if I can touch it up. I'm gonna go do this nightmare on this eye now and see if I can, I don't know. Okay. This turned out to be a nightmare. Clearly, I have changed a few things. So I tried to do the second liner just like we did the first one, and it was even chunkier and even worse. I think it would have been great if I would have used like a NYX jumbo pencil or something like that, but the ColourPop gel liners, which I do love, they just dry so quickly, especially if you've had one for a little while. And my exit, I've had it for a bit. So if you're gonna attempt the same thing, I would use more of, I don't want to say liquidy, but a more of a liquidy cream type of situation to put on. Or like I said, a NYX jumbo pencil that's kind of always a little tacky. The gel liner just dried too fast. So to save it as much I could, and it still doesn't look the best, it's a little rough just because I've now layered on so many things. I used, is this by Moon Glow? It's this Moon Glow Neon UV eyeliner. Now these are actually cool because they look super duper neon under UV lights. This is in the shade, is there even a shade name or is it just, oh, Eyeliner Red. So it looks really cool under black light. I do not have a black light. I wish I did because that would be freaking awesome. They have all types of colors. Where are my other ones? I don't know. I have like every color. I have like the yellow, the green, the blue, and I've actually never used them. So this was a fun way to actually try it out. So I just did that over that mess. And I threw on lashes, you guys. My lashes are by Violet Voss. These are in the style, oh, I Can't Even is what they're called. And they're beautiful. They're very like doe-eyed fluttery. They're not like too long, but they're very, very thick. And they do pop kind of more straight out than like to the brow, which sometimes I really like. I think they look super sexy. So I'm now going to take the other end of this Huda Beauty eye pencil, or eye duo, I guess. I'm taking the pencil side, which I have not used. I don't know how I feel about the liquid side yet. The liquid liner was a little chunky almost, so I'm gonna have to warm up to it. I also want to try it when I don't have such a crazy eye look going on. So I'm gonna go ahead and tightline with this, and then I'm just going to buff that out with my finger because I'm lazy and all my brushes are so dirty. I don't know how I feel about this eyeliner duo yet. Like I said, I want to try it one more time. As of right now, I don't think I love it. I don't know. We'll see. And on my lower lash line, I want to buff in C3, kind of keep a color theme going somewhat here. This neon liner kind of threw me off. I hope it looks okay. It was like all that it could do to recover. I didn't want to do just straight black. I was trying to keep it somewhat creative. I love this C3 shade though. It's beautiful. And then I'm also going to go into E2. Hopefully I can get somewhat of that like ombre eyeliner I was trying to achieve. I can at least get it down here. I'm just throwing a little blush on. This is Cover FX Soft Peach. It's like my go-to right now. I love it with everything. Like whether I'm wearing foundation, whether I'm not, it blends so beautifully. I use mostly the matte blush, but I will take a dab of the shimmery side because it just gives a very natural, pretty little glow. Something honestly you probably wouldn't even notice that much, but I don't know. I feel good doing it. I feel fancy for some reason. I don't know why. This eye makeup's fun. I wish I didn't do the orange so bold, but I kind of had to clean up the mess that was that liner. I'm sad that didn't work out, but what can you do? It's still kind of cool makeup, right? And then on the lips, I'm going to use ColourPop Ultra Blotted Lip in the shade Scenic Route. This is such a pretty color. Woo! I feel fiery. This lip might be a little bold for this eye makeup, but I don't even care. It's like, if you're gonna go all out, like, do it up, girlfriend. You guys, I love these palettes. You guys have heard any somewhat of a complaint I have about them. It really just came down to packaging I wish was a little sturdier, but nonetheless, it is beautiful. Not every palette has base shades, transition shades, or darker outer corner shades. Again, we do have a jillion palettes probably floating around that have some neutrals that we can work with. I just was kind of challenging myself not to reach into any other palettes in this video, but we probably all have some at home that you could tie in with these to really make them work. My favorite? Oh, I don't know that I can choose a favorite. So again, this is number one. You have a lot of purples, blues, reds, and yellows in this palette, pinks, and it does have your matte black and a nice warm brown. Palette number two, lots of aqua-y blues and greens and yellows, but also pinks and a matte black and some neutrals. Beautiful shimmers. And then of course that last one is just our fiery orange palette. But this one had more like bright neon shades, but still a lot of beautiful neutrals. It's so hard for me to choose a favorite. I think if anything, I actually would choose the third palette as my favorite. For me, if I had to pick one, it would be this one. If I could pick two, it would be palette number two as well as palette number three. I think the first palette, though it's beautiful, I love it and I'm going to use it and I'm happy to have it. If anything, that's the one I could have done without because I don't love purple. You guys know purple's like one of my least favorite colors. I don't know why. I just don't love purple. So that would be the one I would skip, but I'm happy to have them all, if that makes sense. Thank you guys so much for watching this probably like extremely long video. I'm so sorry about that. If you guys made it through this video, leave me a little butterfly emoji so I can thank you guys specifically who stayed here for the whole thing because I know it was unbelievably long. If you guys would like to see more like 3 looks in 1 type of videos, let me know because this was really fun. It took me forever to film and my brushes are destroyed and my desk is a mess, but it was a lot of fun to do. I love you guys. Thank you so much for watching and I'll see you in my next video. Bye.